Oh, sorry about. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the North Dallas Plano Career Focus Group. It's May 2nd, 2025. Please note this event is being recorded and will be uploaded to the Career USA YouTube channel for others to view in the future. By participating in this event, you give consent for your name and picture to appear. Please note that any comments you put in the Zoom chat window will not appear in the recording. Well, good morning. My name is Jeff Morris. I started Career DFW and Career USA a while back. My co-leaders are Matt Keelan and Walt Glass, who feel like they don't have a lot to do anymore because I'm here every morning now. Since 2007, I've been facilitating and leading this group. This group started in the late 1990s, and I took it over in 2007 when the prior leader of the group got a job and said, "Who wants to take over?" And somehow I scratched my face and said, "Okay, Jeff, you're it." In 2008, I started a website called careerdfw.org, a website to help those unemployed in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. In 2012, I launched careerusa.org to help those around the United States. I have written a book called What I've Learned About Your Job Search That You May Not Know. It is available on Amazon, or I usually have copies with me. And since 2017, I've been a member of the practice interview team, also known as the PIT Crew, and you'll hear more about them in just a little bit. Thing I like to always talk about just once a month is the Career DFW and the North Dallas Plano Career Focus Group are two separate groups. The North Dallas Plano Career Focus Group, a bunch of people who get together here on Friday mornings, both online and in person, to network and help each other and learn things. Career DFW is a 501c3 that I started back in 2008. This is not the Friday group of Career DFW. I just like to know that they're two separate organizations. All right, today what we're doing is a networking event. We suggest that for those online, please turn on your camera and make sure your full name is in display in the Zoom, so if people want to try to connect with you, they can. All right, our agenda this morning, we'll start out with success stories. We'll have then some job leads, our 30-second introductions. We'll let everybody in the room here get up and give their 30-second first, and then we'll get everybody online. Then we'll hear from Interview Success Workshop, the practice interview team, the career tip of the week, and then our main event, which today is open forum about the top of the hour. So we like to start off the meeting with good news. Do we have any good news, any landings to share from anybody? Anybody in here, anybody online? There is a note in the chat window, en route back from picking up a Krispy Kreme gift certificate for Walt. So Walt, you have a gift certificate coming. So I just saw that in the chat. All right, we'll move on here. For everybody who's online, if you will, open up your chat window, and we'd like you to put your name, the position you're looking for, email address, LinkedIn address, phone. Let us know what city you're watching from. 2 or 3 target companies. See if somebody here can help you. And then if you have companies where you have connections, please let us know about those. I'll put 30 seconds on the clock so y'all can get started. And for those of you who typing, just keep typing away. I will tell you a little funny story. I used to have a 60-second version of that, but YouTube would flag it and make me take it down. So the 30-second version, they've never flagged. So hopefully they're not doing anything right now about that. Okay, what we want to do is everybody here who's in person, come on up, grab the microphone, do the 30-second introductions, and then when we get everybody done here, we'll do everybody who's online. So come on down. Come on. So you know you have to exercise a little bit today.
Good morning. I'm Hilbert Zia, a software development engineer in tests. I build intelligent test framework with joy, and I break software before customer find it. My target company for this week is Deutsche Bank. I need contact from Deutsche Bank. My name is Hilbert Taylor. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good morning. My name is Michael Garber. Happy Friday. I'm looking for a position as an IT program or project manager. Target companies this week are Toyota North America. I have contacts at Kyndryl. My name is Michael Garber.
Hello, I'm Paul Hussar. That's H-U-S-A-R. I'm looking for a director, VP of customer service or technical support. Jonas Software and Airbus, the helicopter division in Grapevine, are looking for me. If you know someone there, I'd appreciate it. I have contacts at LG. I'm Paul Hussar.
Good morning. My name is David Turner. I'm looking for a position as an HR information systems analyst. I need a contact at Collinson, and I have contacts at PepsiCo. My name is David Turner.
Thank you, David.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. This is Jenny Holcomb, your Dynamic Sales and Marketing Director. Today, I am looking for a contact at EJ Gallo out in Modesto, California. And I have contacts here at the headquarters of AAFES, AAFES, here in Dallas. My name is Jenny Holcomb. Have a great weekend.
Hello, I'm Sean Toy, Supply Chain Director, looking for my next opportunity. I need some contacts for Synapse ITS as well as Bristol Cone. I have connections at Alcon Laboratories as well as Medtronic. My name is Sean Toy.
Good morning. My name is Corey Hansen. I am looking for a project manager position. I need contacts within the commercial industry. I have various contacts in the residential industry. My name is Corey Hansen.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cheryl Fish. I am looking for an FP&A manager position or any finance manager position. I don't have any target companies this week. I have contacts at MoneyGram, Public Storage, and Coca-Cola. My name is Cheryl Fish.
Good morning. My name is Martha Montgomery, and I am looking for a job in the med tech device industry as customer engagement, customer success, or any kind of clinical training. I don't know yet where I need contacts at. I have contacts at Hologic, and my name is Martha Montgomery.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Belzil. So I'm looking for a director of data analytics products. So I'm looking for contacts at Southwest Airlines and Toyota. I have contacts at Walmart, Circana, and Epsilon. So my name is Mike Belzil.
My name is John Steinman. I'm looking for a position as an application analyst, software installer. I am targeting FIS and Fiserv, and I have contacts at my old employer, Jack Henry. Again, my name is John Steinman.
Good morning and happy Friday, everybody. My name is Jason Irish. I'm a financial services professional working my way through licensing to become a financial advisor. I am looking for contacts that are tax advisors, and I have contacts at Thrivent Financial, as well as Modern Woodman, and many other nonprofits as a result of going to Hope Center yesterday. My name is Jason Irish.
Good morning, everybody. My name is William McLaughlin, currently seeking a business analyst role and looking for contacts at CoreLogic and Dave & Buster's. Again, my name is William McLaughlin. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anthony Autry. I'm a senior retail operationist and merchandiser. I worked for Walmart for 16 and a half years, serving 4 different roles. Anthony Autry.
Excuse me. Good morning. My name is Jody Dahlberg. I'm an IT operations manager. I'm looking for contacts at Concentra. I have contacts in retail, construction engineering, and IT. Once again, my name is Jody Dahlberg.
Thank you. Everybody here? Okay. All right, let's go online. Amy Fleming.
Hi, my name is Amy Fleming. I am looking for a Director of Human Resources position. Target companies are OnGo Health and Shared Assessments. I have contacts at Kobe Marketing and Medtronic. My name is Amy Fleming.
All right, let's see here. Who's next? Kevin Nelson.
Hi, my name's Kevin Nelson, and I'm an industrial engineer. I have expertise in planning, purchasing, and inventory control. And my name is Kevin Nelson.
Thank you. Kathleen Dixon.
Good morning and happy Derby weekend. My name is Kathleen Dixon. I'm looking for a VP of Sales and Operations, mainly in senior living, healthcare, or learning development. My contact companies would be Atria Senior Living, H&R Block. The ones that target companies that I need would be currently Crestview Senior Living. Kathleen Dixon.
Thank you. Callum.
Hi, my name's Callum Keenan. I'm a quality management and process improvement leader. I'm looking in the aerospace and defense industries. I have contacts at Elbit America, formerly Elbit Systems of America. My name is Callum Keenan.
Thank you. Michael Wilk.
Good morning. I am Michael Wilk. I'm a senior quality engineer in software systems and program with extensive leadership and problem-solving experience in aerospace and defense, ensuring process compliance, quality product development, and customer satisfaction. I'm a veteran with top secret clearance. My target companies include SNC and Collins. I am Michael Wilk. Thank you.
Steve Stanton.
Good morning. I'm Steve Stanton. I am relocating to the DFW in 2 weeks, right now in Buffalo suburbs, looking for a chief of staff or deputy COO job or initiative leader in banking tech or banking adjacent tech. Again, Steve Stanton, and I will see you live in person in a few weeks at this meeting.
Thank you. Usually people want to leave Buffalo in the wintertime, not the summertime. We're confused.
It's much cheaper this way.
Okay. Bindu.
Hi, I moved from Buffalo as well in February 20 years ago. But yes, in winter. Hi, I'm Bindu Chalapalli. I'm looking for leadership roles in data engineering and analytics space. My target companies this week are Deloitte and Accenture. I have contacts at Blue Cross Blue Shield. Again, my name is Bindu Chalapalli.
Thank you. Carolyn Pridemore.
Hello, I'm Carolyn Pridemore. I am currently looking for an HR or benefit manager here in the North Dallas area. My target companies this week are Keurig Dr. Pepper, Stantec, or Maverick Power. Again, I'm Carolyn Pridemore.
Thank you. David Waltson. David. All right, let's go on to Dawn Jones.
Hi, I am Dawn Jones. I am a quality manager with quite a bit of experience in aerospace and defense. I am looking to venture out a little bit. My target companies are Texas Instruments, Abbott, Toyota, McKesson. I have contacts at Raytheon. Again, Dawn Jones.
Thank you, Dara.
Hi, everyone. I am Dara Patel. I am looking for business analyst, product support, or application support roles. This week, I need contacts at BDO USA. And again, my name is Dara Patel.
Thank you, Don Champlin.
Hi, I'm Don Champlin. I'm a strategic transformation consulting advisor in the IT world. There's several contacts if you need something within the IT.
Don, we can barely hear you. All right, we'll move on. Eric.
It works. Hi, my name is Eric Sokolowski. I am looking for roles in credit risk, credit origination, credit portfolio management, or securitization. I need contacts at Eastdil Secure, JLL, CBRE, or Colliers. I have contacts at I don't I don't have any contacts. My name is Eric Sokolowski.
iPhone 8. Do you want to say who you are, or you want to be just iPhone? That's you. Oh, okay. All right. Jody. Oh, you're here too. All right. Kathleen Dixon. You went already, I think, didn't you? Kathy Meredith.
Hi, I'm Kathy Meredith, and I happen to have been born in Buffalo, New York, but have been in the South ever since I was 6 months old. I am looking for a business analyst position in the travel industry. I'll just leave it as something large, but I don't have a target company. I don't have any contacts, and I'm Kathy Meredith.
Thank you. Christy.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. My name is Christy Grant Coleman. I am looking for a leadership position in learning and development, director or manager. I need contacts at Instacart or Richmart. I don't have any contacts to give, and my name is Christy Grant Coleman.
Thank you. Michael Wilk.
You already got me.
Oh, I did. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Miguel Castillo.
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Miguel Castillo. I'm looking for a VP or senior director in finance, mostly in the FP&A space. Need contacts at McKesson and Caterpillar, and I have contacts at American Airlines. My name is Miguel Castillo.
Thank you. All right. Nicole Duncan sent me a text saying I will not be able to speak. It's storming too hard where I am, and I will not be able to hear. I will not be able to be heard. So, Nicole, thank you for being with us this morning. Randall.
Good morning. My name is Randall Christopher. I'm looking for a process improvement position in the technology industry. I need contacts at Honeywell and T-Systems, and I have contacts at Samsung Electronics America. Again, my name is Randall Christopher.
Thank you. Rosina.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rosina Gallman, and I am your Career Tip of the Week host, so I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. I'm looking for a position as a Senior Talent Acquisition Partner or Senior Recruiter position. I need contacts this week at Wilson RPO or Hudson RPO. I have contacts at a variety of different places, so as I hear your companies mentioned, I'll reach out to you directly. And again, my name is Rosina Gallman, Senior Talent Acquisition Partner or Senior Recruiter position. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Tracy Harris.
Good morning. My name is Tracy Harris. I'm a senior recruiter with Thomas Edwards Group. A lot of you know us by now. We go to a lot of these different networking groups, but we specialize in accounting, finance, HR, and IT positions, both direct hire, contract, and contract to hire. I would say our niche is really those small to mid-sized companies versus those huge publicly traded ones. But we're happy to help you in your job search any way that we can. My name is Tracy Harris.
Thank you. Anybody else online I didn't get to?
Jeff, you skipped me. It's Carrie. Hey.
Hey, skip me, David Watrous. I'm in Plano, in a neighborhood en route back from Krispy Kreme Donuts. I start my new job on Monday with Verizon multifamily, selling their new wireless applications and their fiber to multifamily communities in North Texas to owners. I have contacts available to help people at my old employer at Spectrum Charter. Happy to help anybody else I can at any time in the future. Thank you. And again, my name is David Watrous. Yep.
Still haven't heard from Carrie.
Yeah, hi, I'm Carrie Padilla, and I'm looking for an IT project management job. I don't have any contacts this week. I'm looking for contacts at Trend Tech, and I'm Carrie Padilla. Happy Friday.
Thank you.
Congrats, David.
Casey, I see your hand up. Did we skip you?
Yeah, we skipped me. That's a fine. I just figured it's because I don't have any connection to Buffalo, New York. So, but hi, I'm Casey Cockrell. I ran my family's manufacturing business for the last 11 years, and we successfully were able to implement our exit strategy. And I am now looking for my next position as an executive in operations. So I am targeting Toyota, Raytheon, Shield AI, Safran, and any of their suppliers if y'all know those. So I'd love contacts. I have contacts at Modern Woodmen, a couple other financial and nonprofits as well in the area. So connect with me on LinkedIn.
Okay. Did we miss
My name's
anybody
Casey.
else? Yep. Here, a couple people just walked in. Grab the mic and
Hi, my name is Jeffrey Martinez. I'm looking for a position in software engineering. I need contacts at Toyota, Ericsson, and Palantir Technologies. Again, my name is Jeffrey Martinez. Also, happy May.
Yes, hello. My name is Zach Pretty. Yeah, I'm looking for a role like in real estate, specifically as a real estate analyst, either on the financial or the acquisition side. I need contacts at places like places like Hines, Howard Hughes, Trammell Crow, and then also at other smaller developers as well, any family offices that you happen to know. I have contacts at home builders like Lennar and E.R. Horton and Zach Pretty. Thank you.
thank you. All right. I think we've gotten everybody. Let's see here. We want to go with job deletes. Tracy, is there anything you're promoting right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we have seen, at least last week, we've seen an uptick in positions coming in, right? I think as a whole, the job market has been slow. I think a lot of you have probably seen that, felt that, but over 19 new jobs last week in various capacities. But again, more focused in accounting. It's been really accounting heavy. So I would say accounting assistants, senior staff are kind of the ones that we've been seeing more recently.
Great, thank you very, very much.
Yep.
I don't think there are any other recruiters online, so let's see here, move on. So interview success workshop. Walt.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Walt Glass, and as far as this session is concerned, I've been riffed. So, but I do help in the background. I still help with Jeff a few things, the ones that he doesn't want to do. So, what do? I would love to tell you about the interview success workshop, where we can learn how to sell ourselves, and in so doing, in this manner, differentiate ourselves very positively from other candidates. So how do you take advantage of that? Well, you look me up on LinkedIn, you look at my About section, and it'll tell you all about the workshop. It'll tell you the details of it. It's very informal. It is a learning interview. It's not a mock interview at all. We're there just to get better. You do not have to worry about making mistakes or not saying exactly what you want to say, all that. It's come as you are party. No preparation except for a resume and a job description. You must have a target, or you can't interview without a target, right? And I use the resume just for the background. Be glad to have you participate. There's a QR code on the screen that'll start an email to my Yahoo email address. It's also on my banner on LinkedIn, my phone number in there. I use the Yahoo email address as my administrative system for maintaining communications with the participants. Be glad to have you join. Do it on Zoom on Tuesdays, 9 to 11 Central Time. You want me to do the pit crew? You want me to? Okay, I'll do the poem after that.
Okay.
So what else do I do? Well, I'm also a panelist on the pit crew, the practice interview team, right? And so what does the practice interview team do? Well, it's very different than the workshop. It is a formal mock panel interview. It's like a team interview. The panelists are volunteers. There's no cost also for the pit crew. The panelists will go back and they'll research your company that you have chosen. We will research and look at your job description and your resume, and we'll form questions as if we were hiring you. Panelists have had to hire and fire people in the past. We're always looking for panelists if you'd like to participate in that. I can tell you that you'll learn a lot as a panelist as well. And you become a better interviewer as well when you get that job, okay? So all you have to do for that one is go to the dallaspitcrew.com. There's an email address, dallaspitcrew@gmail.com, that's on the screen. Send in your resume and job description. You'll get all the information back. Ron Layton runs that group. We'd be glad to have you participate. It's held here at Christ United Methodist Church on Wednesdays, 1 to 3, except for the fourth Wednesday. And since COVID came along, and there are participants outside of the DFW area, he makes that highly prioritized for people outside of the area. Doesn't mean you can't also be on that one if we have room. So we usually have 3 or 4 different interviews each week. Be glad to have you participate. Okay. This is a long one. All right, I want to talk to y'all too. And I hate talking, having my back to people, so I'm going to try to switch around. How can we beat the competition? Are we feeling the anxiety condition? Is there also desperation? Do we have some consternation? Do practice reminders cause aggravation? Is skipping practice a temptation? It's time to stop procrastination. We must do more than observation. The workshop provides information how to avoid the interrogation and make interviewing a conversation. For the interviewing is a selling presentation. It begins with preparation and then follows with practication. It includes many an iteration. So I'll make this proclamation. We can end this situation, end our interviewing frustration, get rid of the job as vacation, sell ourselves with differentiation, get the job with celebration. Uh-oh, this poem has too long a duration. I am Walt Glass.
Obviously, Walt didn't sleep much last night. All right, it's time to hear the career tip of the week. Good morning, Rosina.
Good morning again, Jeff. Good morning, everybody. Love the poem, Walt. All right. So this week's tip of the week. Well, as last week I had introduced making sure that you're aware that even though you do everything you can to beat the competition and to differentiate yourself and sell yourself during an interview, you leave it all out on the table. Sometimes the result is you're going to receive that dreaded email, the one that says thank you, but no thank you. So I introduced last week an email that just makes sure that you're aware it's still a selling opportunity, even though you received the rejection email. So basically, I'm giving you another opportunity to have a second email that has additional examples of verbiage that you can use when reaching out to hiring managers to thank them for their decision, even though it wasn't the decision you wanted. So this week's career tip of the week is titled, "This is the email smart people send when they're rejected for a job." And this is by Kat Bugard with The Muse. So basically this article by Kat on The Muse, she emphasizes the importance of responding to job rejection emails, even though it's tempting just to ignore them. Bugard argues that a professional response can maintain and even enhance your relationship with the company and potentially open doors to future opportunities. Final round interviews suggest you were a strong candidate. Making a positive final impression is crucial. So, why respond to rejection emails? First, it's professionalism. Responding demonstrates professionalism and maintains a positive image. Second, it's relationship building. It helps establish a foundation for future interactions with the company and its employees. Third, it's future opportunities. In some cases, a thoughtful response can lead to consideration for other suitable positions within the organization. And then fourth, it avoids burning bridges. Failing to respond or responding negatively can undo the rapport building during the interview process. Now, how to craft a response? Bugard provides key tips and a template for constructing an effective response. And so first you want to start off with saying thank you. Express gratitude for the opportunity to interview, learn about the company, and meet the team. Acknowledge the time and effort of the interviewers invested. Mention something specific that you appreciated about the process. Next, you want to keep the door open. You want to reiterate your interest in the company and its work. Express your desire to be considered for future opportunities. And then third, you want to respond promptly. Send your response soon after receiving the rejection email. Now, there are several templates for responding to a job rejection email. And so there's lots of samples that you can take a look at. And then as far as examples and additional tips, this article provides example emails based on the template, showing how to personalize the message. And then key elements for these examples would include expressing disappointment, but maintaining a positive tone, mentioning specific aspects of the company's work that you found interesting, reiterating your interest in future opportunities, and maintaining a professional and courteous tone throughout. Now, the importance of LinkedIn. Bogard also advises connecting with the hiring manager or other key contacts on LinkedIn. She suggests including a personalized message on your connection request, referencing the interview and expressing your desire to stay in touch. And so there's sample verbiage for that. And then just to wrap up the article, responding to a job rejection email is a crucial step in maintaining professionalism, building relationships, and potentially opening doors to future opportunities. By following these tips and templates provided, candidates can craft a thoughtful and effective response that leaves a positive, lasting impression. Turning a rejection into a positive future opportunity is possible with the right approach. I hope these this email or this career tip helps you guys in many ways. And again, it's titled, "This is the email smart people send when they're rejected for a job." Have a fantastic weekend, everybody, and stay dry if you're here in the DFW area.
Thank you very much, Rosina. All right, today for lunch, you gotta eat later today at 11:45. Come meet us at the Country Burger, 3115 West Parker Road. It's on the northwest corner at Parker and Independence. Burger, salad, and more. They cannot make this sandwich because they don't have ham, so you have to bring your own sliced ham if this is what you want. Last time we priced it a couple years ago, it was like $33 for this combination. So come join us, Country Burger. Great way to continue networking. All right, if you want to receive today's materials, you need to do a couple of things. We'll get you the link to the YouTube channel with today's video on it, a copy of the career tip of the week that Rosina just passed along. You'll get a copy of the Zoom chat. For those people who are in person, please be sure that either you've checked your name off the roster that's here or filled out a new person form. And if it's legible, I will add you to the list. For those who are online right now, please include your email address into the chat so that I can get you added. Here are some people who have been online but did not give us an email address. So if you're online right now, if this is one of you, please give us your email address so I can update the roster. All right, for our main event today, we're going to be on just asking whatever it is you want to talk about. We'd like to ask that you please turn on your video because we'll be able to see everybody who does and doesn't. So today's main event is just open forum. We'll talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. So I'm going to stop sharing so we can see everybody who's out there. And if you've got questions, let us know what you want to talk about. Yes. Hold on. Wait till you get the mic.
I wanted to add a note to Rosina's tip before I get you the mic, Paul. There was a person who sent the thank you note in and said thank you anyway because he got the rejection letter. He got a response that says, "Oh, we sent you the wrong letter. It should have been an offer." Right?
Hi. First, I'd like to let everyone know, if you're a veteran, you can get free premium on LinkedIn for a year. It makes a big difference. It's an excellent tool, so please do so. I'm Paul Hussar. Feel free to connect with me, and don't hesitate to let me know how I might be able to help you. Don't hesitate to let anyone in any of these groups know how they might be able to help you. There are a lot of great connections and a lot of great people, and one of the reasons we're here is to help one another. The question I'd like to leave everyone with is related to something someone mentioned earlier. Does Mike Ray still do a presentation on how to identify target companies?
Yes. Yes, he does. And it's also a recorded video on Career USA YouTube channel. So yes, it is. And he'll speak that probably at South Lake Focus Group periodically. He's on that list there. So you can see it.
Wait for the mic, please.
Yes, I would just
Obey William.
Yes, in order to get ready for that presentation, please have a library card in your county or wherever you're at. Have a library card because the key is around the library card.
Yeah, if you're in line, if you're in the room, please turn off your audio. Okay, so that we don't get feedback through the room. Yes, go to your library, go to your reference librarian, ask for a library card if you don't have one. See if they have access to the database. If you don't have that, you can go to the Houston Library and get you a library card online. And once you get that, you can access this very expensive database to access by yourself through the library, okay? So that can help. All right. We got any questions online?
Anybody online, if you have a question, just raise your hand. Go ahead.
I was talking with, yeah, this is Mike Belzil. So I was talking with Networking Circle earlier in the week, and I think many of you probably attended the sessions. I think it was with, her name was Libby, who did the personal pitch deck. And that was a great presentation, but I'd love to understand, like, how are people incorporating it in interviews? I haven't done it. I had a discussion with some folks about what they were doing it. They were kind of substituting it for the tell me about yourself question and jumping into it. I'd love to hear how people are using it and where it's gotten traction.
Didn't actually see it in an actual interview, but one of the in the pit crew this past this past Wednesday, the person who was interviewing, can't recall her name, but she did use a pitch deck, and it was more presented as a way for her to remember all of the points that she made. So she presented it to the pre-panel, to all three individuals. And as they asked her questions, she said, well, please turn to page 2, and this describes exactly what I did. And it seemed to be very effective, but we'll have to see. I mean, I'm sure they had some suggestions to make it better, and so, but it seemed to work great.
Anybody else use a pitch deck? Bindu, go ahead.
So, Mike, I couldn't talk to you last few weeks, but I used Libby's idea to create a portfolio of myself when I interviewed at Palo Alto Networks. The reason I did it is because the job description was super vague. I did not know how to even prepare for something that's brand new, super vague, and not sure what they would like to hear. And so I, based on the CEO's last few videos, I tried to pick few projects from my experience, and I just presented 3 projects saying that these are the 3 projects that I have done recently if you want to talk more. The way it helped me was the interviewer directly went to the project. She did not ask, tell me about yourself, nothing. She just said, like, tell me about this project that you worked on. So I did not get the follow-up call, but it did help me at least formulate my answers to, I guess. So it did help me. And I'm doing the same thing even for my follow-up for SEI. It's not the first, like Libby suggested, I did not use it for the first interview with the HR. I only used it when it's with the hiring manager. I want to give them the projects that are relevant to that company so that I can have good conversations and not just go think during the interview. Does it make sense?
Yes. Thank you. Anybody else? Hold on, mic's moving.
So yeah, my question is, John Steinman. I'm working with a startup and I'm a contract employee. They haven't made any money. I haven't made any money. Do I add this to my LinkedIn profile today? And then do I put the end date for my prior job? I'm kind of embarrassed that I'm out of work, but I have that I still work there on LinkedIn.
Comments? We all have.
Okay, if y'all can ask questions next to each other, so I don't have to walk so far.
From my perspective, I think it's best that you do add that because, I mean, it is contract work. And it gives you experience that you were doing something during this time.
Yeah, this is Mike. I would echo that. I would say, get credit for that work, especially if it's relevant to, your transition. As far as, your job end date, I would advocate for putting it on there because it's going to come out during the application process anyways. And what you don't want to have is have an ethical mismatch where your online profile says one thing, your application says something else, and you're having to explain that. So I think it's, if you're out of work, you're out of work. I think there's a lot less stigma around that nowadays as maybe there used to be, 10, 15 years ago. And I think most companies understand it and appreciate, the transparency that you just open up a can of issues if, one if you have mixed messages on whether you're employed or not.
Probably at the 4 to 8 week mark is when you want to change your ending date on a job. Don't let it go more than 8 weeks.
I think it's a plus because it shows what you're doing while you're looking for a job. You're not just out there watching television. You're not
Yeah.
like me watching the old Westerns.
And you're not going to list on there, I'm not getting paid to do this. I mean, you know, you're listing a job, you're listing what you're doing, and that's what's important. Other comments, other suggestions, questions?
Yeah, I know, we've, I know there are, those, alternate services that you can, you know, there's those services you can use to get yourself an alternate phone number, you know, because I know people don't want their real phone numbers out there, and I keep hearing Google Voice, but the problem with that is for people like me that are iPhone users, a lot of other iPhone users can probably agree with me on this. It does not work very well with this iPhone users. So I'm looking for some alternatives that are better for iPhone users.
Any suggestions?
Where's Matt when we need him?
I know.
Actually, Matt Keelan, who's usually here, is in an informational interview this morning, and so that's why he's absent. He's allowed.
Any suggestions? Alternate phone numbers for iPhone people?
Okay, if you don't have a question, then I have a question. What's the hardest part of job search for you?
Waiting.
Getting a job offer.
Zip right to the end.
Waiting.
Waiting? What are you doing while you're waiting? Okay, Paul Husar says picking up the phone, meaning? Yeah, how many versions of the resume do we need? Yeah. I'm just repeating it for the world. One per job offer. Jeff, you want to give us your thoughts on resumes and masters and
Well, everybody should have something called a master resume, meaning it has everything you've ever done as far back as you want it to go and with all the details. And then when you see a job description, you take that master resume and you eliminate everything that's not on the job description. Because if they're not asking for it, they don't want to see it. You can talk about it when you go in for an interview, but you want to get that phone call. And to get that phone call, you've got to make your resume match that job description as close as possible. Steve, I see your hand up.
Yeah, basically, what's hardest in the job search? I think it's kind of bespoke to our relative strengths. Like I've done 10 things very well, and shoehorning myself into a specific job description means that getting that resume tweaked for job A or job B is a humongous hassle versus if I were just in a dedicated industry sales role or dedicated something else. And then networking my way into like close relationships with people, remote is one issue. So I'm moving closer to you guys. And then trying to have a presence where I don't close the door to job type B and C when I'm focusing on A. I clearly haven't gotten the balance right yet. So I'm working on that. Once I get into an interview process, I have a pretty good success rate and got to the last round for 2 different companies reorged, but just passing that first filter is where I struggle.
This is Don Champlin. I say the higher up you go in the job position ladder, it becomes harder on this aspect that Steve was talking about. I find myself doing a great deal of work to get the right contact into the right person when there's an opportunity that exists. That bypasses a lot of this work that's going on if you can get that type of contact and have that type of conversation. And it's easier. I don't know if it's easier at all right now in this environment if you're uh, going through that initial entrance into the trackers and that sort of thing. But I look for my contacts to lead me to the right contact so that we can work around that and I can have that conversation and get the resume. And many times they want to see more. So that gets back to my overall resume that really describes what I do.
Go ahead, Steve.
Okay. I'm going to agree with you agreeing with me and then add on to it. What I used to do doesn't work. I used to be able to meet someone for coffee near their office and they would say, oh, meet so-and-so and we'll go out and we'll grab, a beer after work. And the people aren't there anymore. And if they are there, they don't go for a beer after work. So now we're trying to do most of our networking, through the phone, um, which is great if you're good at that. I'm not bad at it. I'm just not used to it. So I'm trying to, I'm not that old a dog, but I am learning new tricks. So I'm hoping that being there in person, moving in 2 weeks, and whether it's sitting in the room, I think this is great. You guys and South Lake Focus Groups and the amount of volunteering and helping and networking, I know more people there than I know here, and I led a 100-person department here. It's great. So I'm hopeful and I'm excited by it. But just, the people who are, employed and hiring, where are they? What are they doing? Are they spending time out there looking for people, or are they spoiled with an abundance of riches? Like when they have a job, they just get 5 people giving them resumes of people they know, and they don't dig into this pool. I mean, how do we do that? I'm still plugging away, but I'm hoping you guys come up with a great shortcut because I'm a lazy man. Strike that last sentence. I'm a hard worker.
I have a question, Jeff, and it's a little bit related to Steve's comments. Because I feel the same. I feel like I'm just starting this process. I'm thankful for all of the resources that people have given me. So I feel like I'm preparing for that interview if I ever get it. But the whole networking and applying for jobs, I haven't figured that out yet. Do you apply when one really gets your attention and then try to find somebody in that organization or someone related to that organization and reach out to them for, to get information? Or do you reach out first once you've decided, that you're interested in that organization? And I have cold called, try to reach people. I've done all the research to kind of find folks. And nobody ever responds. So, to Steve's point, I don't know, I know I wasn't a big LinkedIn user years ago. I've gotten more involved. So I just wonder, people who have jobs and people who are in these companies, if they're just not interested in. So I don't know. What's your experience? I'm really miffed by how to approach the whole application and network. Do you do one first or the other first, or, what's your all's thoughts about that?
Can I jump in quickly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So in my experience, for free, you can add 200 new LinkedIn contacts every week. I add my 200 LinkedIn contacts every week, and I do searches by city, by title, and who knows, maybe in 3 or 4 weeks time that'll be a way in, and that'll help you find someone to cold call or something like that. At the same time, the response rate isn't terribly high either, but it's a little to go on. I cold called somebody last week. It went really well. I have a follow-up phone call with them next week, and so far, so that's going really well. But you have to kiss a lot of frogs.
So that's helpful. Are you just networking, or are you applying and networking, or are you networking and then applying? I think that was kind of what the heart of my question, or part of my question.
The answer is yes. So for example, I'm in credit, and there are lots of banks, community credit organizations, funds. There's all kinds of companies that I'm available for, or that are pertinent to me. And so for example, 3 or 4 months ago, I decided to spam, invite, connect on LinkedIn a bunch of people from Invesco. Of course, they didn't all accept my invitation, but some did. And guess what? All of a sudden, 3 months later, Invesco has a job for a credit analyst in Dallas. So now I have a little bit of traction. I can go into their LinkedIn profile, see their telephone number. I can call them. Sometimes they appreciate it. Sometimes they don't. Hey, I don't care. We connected, right? And you're hiring, and that person might be the hiring manager or might know the hiring manager. So if there's a job that's listed at a particular company, by all means, go on the company site, filter by location, and just start adding senior people, and see how it goes. And of course, you don't need, in order to cold call, you just need a name. They don't need to be your LinkedIn contact. You can allow yourself to call them whether they're your LinkedIn contact or not. And so at a certain point, you have to stop asking permission to contact and just contacting. So the answer is yes. At least it's a targeted approach. My CV has been thrown out by the CV AI thing, whatever you call it, so many times that the direct contact definitely works.
Miguel, I see you have your hand up.
Yeah, so I agree with Don and Steve what they said before, and then what Christy was asking and what was responded. I mean, when you're growing your network, I'm not saying it's not a good way to cold call, but the ratio of people responding will be low, right? You have to have quality networks where people know you. And maybe that actually brings me to when you were asking what is difficult about the job search is it's a little bit the recalibrating and balancing where you spend your time, right? Depending on your level, and how much positions are posted or not. But I would say that a little bit to Christy is like you probably have to have your target companies and try to if you want to work for a particular company, you have to already start looking for people that connected someone internally, even if they're not posting positions. Separately, if you apply to a position, obviously after you apply, you do the same thing. But for those target companies, if you apply and you already have a contact there, then it'll be a lot more helpful. In fact, they might actually let you know when something is going to open up. And if they are good contacts, they might actually be a referral, or they might give you their perspective on the company and the culture, and which is a key thing, right? So that when you land, you actually stay there for a longer time. So I think one of the additional things that is hard is the balancing of where you spend your time, because one of the things that you don't have when you're just searching for your next job is you have a little bit of a lack of control. And that's why I think it's good to have metrics on what you do, like your calendar and how am I going to spend the week, and then as many hours doing this, as many hours doing that, and then some metrics that at the end of the week it'll help you know, like, hey, yeah, I did reach to this many number of people. Yes, I applied to this number of new jobs, etc. So at least something that gives you directionally or validates that the path you're following is directionally correct. So that you can keep your mood and your perspective optimistic, right? And that actually is something that gets shown not only in all of these different meetings that help us, but then when you interview, you have to come with a positive view, with a full of energy and enthusiastic about the job that you're interviewing for. So anyway, just some thoughts.
Yep. Go ahead.
Jody Dahlberg. So let me just tell you my experience with networking. The last job I had was a connection that I made actually at this meeting. Somebody I had just met had a connection to the company that I was applying to. He put me in contact with the hiring manager and I was hired. While on that job, I actually became a hiring manager, and I had two contacts connect to me for a job that I was posting. And let me tell you, that job, being a hiring manager, is not easy, because the first day we had, I think it was like 29 applications. Second day was 129. Third day was 500. And for me as a hiring manager, it was not easy to go through 500 applications. I went through the first 29 and I thought, this is not easy. I laid back on the contacts who connected with me and looked at their applications first. So making networking connections is very helpful. I'm always open to people who connect with me, and I've had very good success with people who I've asked for help on positions, whether I've applied to the position already or whether I'm looking to make a connection before applying to a position. Most cases, the people who help will say, make sure you apply to the position and mention my name. If there's not that option, you should just go ahead and apply to the position and then make the connection afterwards, because they'll send your name up to the hiring manager.
Paul Hussar. Chrissy, I'd like to take issue with the way you framed the question at the beginning. Words are very powerful, and you will get an interview. It will come. That is assured. And it's important to keep that positivity up during this process, as difficult as it may be. You've gotten a lot of great advice on how to use LinkedIn. I like to start with the people I know to see if they are connected to anyone at the company that I'm looking at, and find my way to the hiring manager that way. As was just mentioned, that gets you a look. And that's really all you can ask for, is to get the opportunity to get in front of the hiring manager. Whether you get the job or not is going to depend on the connection you form with that person. They may not like the color of your hair or the way you talk. There's nothing you can do about that. But if you get in front of that individual, at least you have the opportunity to present yourself.
Yeah. So I wanted to jump in real quick, and as I know it was asked just earlier by Walt that about the hardest part of a job search. Anybody, by a show of hands, is negotiation a tough spot for anybody? Yeah. Well, then this is my chance to tell you, you should be at Frisco Connect on Tuesday, because that's what is being presented there on Tuesday. So those of you that just raised your hands, make sure you're there on Tuesday. And you can sign up online by going to friscoconnect.org and clicking the Register Now button on there. And second, while I still have the mic on, to also talk about a resource, a YouTube channel recommendation. It's called A Life After Layoff. They cover about every topic on that channel that you could imagine that's job search related, and it's is again, you can learn stuff about negotiation, you can learn stuff about about networking, even, and interviewing and resumes. Just they cover about everything job search related on that channel. So really wanted to make sure everyone that's new knows about that YouTube channel, because I think you guys will learn quite a bit from that. So just wanted to throw that out there. And this is William McLaughlin, by the way.
Anybody else? Question, new subject.
2 tips on networking. This is Walt. If you ask somebody about knowing somebody, you're just looking for a first-degree connection. You want to say, and do you know somebody who knows somebody? And your chances just went way up percentage-wise of the second-degree connection knowing the third-degree connection. Okay, so ask both of those. Ask for your first and second. The other tip is there's kind of 2 ways we look for jobs. Apply, 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 hope, or find the company we want to work for. Well, I don't care whether the job is posted or not. I'm not driven by job postings. I'm driven by the place where I want to work, where I can get in, talk to them, find out what's going on, what's happening, that sort of thing. So I would love to be able to say, hey, give me your resume so I can give it to, to whomever through that process. And so when you're looking at spending your time, what % of your time do you spend applying? When do you do it? Nights and weekends, okay? And then when you want to talk to people, you use, not Monday morning and not Friday afternoon. It's Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are your best times to make those connections and those talks like that. So make your plan. So the last tip is, do you have a goal each week on your connections? Is your goal simply to say, like you were saying, 200 contacts, okay? And so that may yield some results, and that may give you, a pathway going on there. But the question is what activities are going to be the most impactful in your job search? And that's the ones you prioritize, right? Am I telling you something you don't already know? No, we all not. Now, are you doing it? That's the question. Do you have a goal that says, okay, I want to make 3 calls or 3 connections or 3 something today, and here's the time frame that I'm going to do it? If we don't put some structure into that, join an accountability group so that you have your list of what you're trying to do, and then next week you have to go back and report on it, right? And that's going to help us do that. All right, into my soliloquy.
All right. Something else that people would like to talk about?
Hey, Jeff, it's Jama.
Yes, Jama.
So a couple quick comments in support of what Walt's saying and what Paul said. If you're looking to do a career pivot, certainly looking at the presentation on reference solutions will give you access to a database of different industries. If you're looking for something fast, Rosina, put this prompt in the chat if you would. Look at Rusty Wright's prompt. It's called Future Fit. All you need is your resume or LinkedIn profile and the size of the company and the location, and it will legitimately give you a lot of companies that would be a fit for your existing skills. But if you're looking for a pivot, then definitely look at reference solutions. But I want to talk about networking for just a moment, because I have a lot of connections, and people come to me and ask me to make a connection. My best advice to you is to craft your own introduction. So make it easy for me, because, we just met at this networking group. I don't really know you. I'm very protective about my contacts, because if I endorse you, it's my reputation on the line, right? So craft your own introduction to help me connect you to another person. And I would say, I think it was Walt, someone else said that when we go to a networking meeting, you got to have a goal, right? And it's typically a connection to another opportunity, another person in the organization? Do you know someone in the industry or in this company that might help me get more information about this role? This company has been very successful for me. And then after the networking connection, always send a thank you and maybe a follow-up of your bio so that you're top of mind about what you talked about. And if I connect you, please let me know if my connection worked or not, because then I'll stop recommending or referring people if that's not the case. So for very quickly, at another executive networking group, we recommend that you cold connect every recruiter in the industry, particularly on a Friday afternoon. You don't need to put a message. Go to LinkedIn, search for the industry kind of executive recruiter, biotech, whatever it is, and cold connect. Just click, 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 click. Recruiters will hire people in their database first, right? So getting a connection to recruiter might be easier than having to send a custom message to everyone. So those are just some things that we've seen have worked in other places, and I hope that helps. I think that's it. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Jama.
Hey, Jeff, real quick. Jama had mentioned Future Fit by Rusty Wright. Is that a website? What exactly is that? So I can put it in the prompt probably.
Rosina, look at, Rusty Wright's prompt template, Russell's Wright.
Oh, yeah. From
it's one of the four. It's one of the 4 prompts he uses. I think it's looking for jobs in an adjacent company. I just tested it with another person before this call.
Okay.
You just need your resume or your LinkedIn profile, and it will tell you very quickly whether or not you've put enough information, because depending on the quality of your results, right? Just like ChatGPT.
Gotcha.
So Rusty Wright's prompt template.
Okay.
Thanks, Rosina.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Thank you. I just wanted to mention a couple of things for those who are on LinkedIn Tuesday. It was the first time we've had Jackie talk to the group. And one of the things that she mentioned was, posting your resume on LinkedIn, and you can have multiple resumes on LinkedIn if you're applying for multiple different jobs. I prefer you not to post your resume on LinkedIn, because unless you know what the job description is, how is somebody going to know which one they're supposed to be looking at? What you want to post on LinkedIn is your one-page bio, because you want to throw that fishing hook out to get the recruiter to call you, okay? And how's the recruiter going to call you if your phone number and email address is in your about section? If it's not in your about section, unless they're a first-degree connection, they cannot see your contact information. Like the people who showed up, people online who don't come here, and you put in your contact information and you put your LinkedIn address in the chat window. So I go look it up to try to find your email address and phone number to put on our contact list, and you don't have it listed anywhere that I can get to. So make sure in your about section you have a phone number and email address, or minimally an email address if you don't want to put your phone number out there. The other thing that was an interesting topic, after I stopped recording, there were about 8 or 10 of us who were hanging out for another 15 minutes talking about LinkedIn. And one guy just kept beating it to a dead horse. Was, do I apply on a company website, or do I use Easy Apply on LinkedIn? The biggest difference between the two, we finally convinced him what to do. But if you apply on a company website through an ATS system, you have a 1% to 2% chance of getting a phone call back. All right, because you're at the mercy of the company's ATS system to try to decide, yes, you're a top 20 candidate who should be seen by a recruiter or called by a recruiter. If you use LinkedIn's Easy Apply or apply through LinkedIn, those job applications that you send in go directly to that hiring manager or directly to the recruiter who posted the position. So it'll go to their inbox, which they've got to go through and filter. So you have a much better chance of being seen if you use the LinkedIn service via an ATS system. Now, it doesn't mean don't do both, because you never know what's going to get you the job. You don't ever know how they're going to find you. You may pop up in the ATS system, but you know, using LinkedIn, you can add resume, you can customize your resume for the fit. But that sort of was our discussion. It took a while to sort of hammer out at the end. Or else, what else can we talk about?
Jeff, I'm sorry. Thank you. That was a question I was going to ask, was uploading the resume. It was a little confusing to me on the call. So the one-page bio should be just a generic, where people are uploading resumes, just upload the one-page bio. Is that what you're saying on LinkedIn? Okay. Because I think LinkedIn, isn't that like your master resume anyway?
That's what that's
Okay.
mine. Some people do, some people just really keep it at a very high level and don't explain a lot.
Where do you
Thank you.
upload a bio? I mean, is it, do you just add a link or something? I'm just looking at the profile, like, I don't see anything that says bio.
Well, nothing's going to be a bio, but there's a place there that you can upload personal documents.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's right.
That's where I would show that.
Okay. I have a question.
Yes.
Right. So I I hear you correctly that if you use the easy apply, that it goes directly to the recruiter or the hiring manager at the company and it bypasses the company's ATS?
Correct.
Wow. Okay, so is, before I ask like a ton of other questions, is there guidance available that shows you how to use the easy apply?
No, I think
Like you just you just push the button. And I say that because I've, I know that there are people out there who have LinkedIn and it's their master resume, so everything is there. But one of the services that I was sent to, like when I left my prior employer, basically said, oh yeah, LinkedIn, match your resume, only have like your last 10 to 15 years of experience out there. And like my LinkedIn is very minimal. Like with titles and a brief description, it doesn't have like accomplishments or anything. So I was just wondering, to use the easy apply, is it going to ask you to upload anything, or is it just applying using what you've loaded into LinkedIn?
You'll have the option to upload a resume if you do that. And if you're on LinkedIn and you just have name of company and the job you had, that's not going to get you found, because people are, when you put in the details, that gives the algorithm a better chance of finding you, because recruiters are going to put in a job title and then a few key searchable terms that they're looking for, whatever that is. And if you don't have those listed, you're not going to be found. Just go right over to you. So it's really, I personally think, put it all on LinkedIn. And even if you have older jobs, I think I've got jobs listed back to 1980, when first job I had out of college, I've put on there, because you never know who you can connect with, who used to work there, who knows they could be working in a new company that you may want to hire with. So I say put it all out there. All your information's on the internet anyway.
Right. And I was kind of feeling that way. And then they just kept saying, but if you do these things, we can't avoid or attempt to avoid ageism. So it just what, I don't know.
I don't know how yes, there are probably some companies that ageism makes a difference, but I would say for the most part, if I'm going to hire somebody, I want to find somebody who's qualified, who's going to do the job for me. And I don't care how old they are, you know, that's a personal thing.
The Walt Glass theory of ageism. They're going to find out how old we are somewhere. If they found it out up front, and then we don't have to waste our time.
I just find that we work better than the newer generation coming in, so they should still not, they shouldn't ageism us yet.
Well, and you don't want to work, you know, anyway in a company where there might be some of that, right? You know, so you can hide it, but you know, when you interview, they'll see it, and then you know, you save yourself some time. You know.
But the smaller, medium-sized companies need ageism. They need the experience. They need that background. They need more, you know, to do that. So if you're looking at a brand new company, they want you to do everything. They would rather you come in and say, I've got experience in 14 things. Oh, that's well, we need you to do that. So, you know, for a startup, they doesn't care. We're looking for the experience. So how you target your company is just going to affect that as well.
And see me, I'm trying to physically go to the front door right now. Only this week I had a problem trying to get into CVS. I can't, with Google Maps, I could not find the actual site. So now I found another company I'm applying to in the same building. So I'm having fun with that too. So what is a better map system to use? Because I drove around 2 hours trying to find what building they could possibly be sharing with. So
I have a different perspective of that. And even some of my recruiters who I network with, I mean, yes, you have a lot of experience, but I think use your judgment in regards to your master resume being on LinkedIn, because you want relevant experience only. And if you're in management, you want to show the management experience and you can forego the rest, because there are a lot of recruiters out there that is trying to meet what the hiring manager wants. And I've been a recruiter myself, and there are, depending on the culture of the company and what the hiring manager wants, even though they're not supposed to discriminate against your age. However, there are managers that says, oh, I want someone who's experienced, but yet I don't want someone who's overqualified. So use your good judgment in regards to how you want to present it. But even for myself, I have over 25 years of experience, and I'm showing 20 years of experience on there.
Same here.
Jeff, back to the Easy Apply. I was told that it didn't always send or give you an option to add a separate resume, but what it will do is it will send a resume that it creates from your profile. And the way that you can see that,
you muted yourself.
You go to your own profile and under resources, click download PDF, and that is the PDF that it sends. So if it doesn't give you an option to attach your resume, then it's sending that as your resume. So just be aware of that, because sometimes Easy Apply does not ask you to attach a resume.
So just quick comment. I pay for LinkedIn Premium. And so when I click Easy Apply, I can pick a resume to upload as a PDF. So I don't know if that's the same for the free one. But I've also had a recruiter tell me, and I have no idea if this is still current, that when you go to Easy Apply, it goes to a mailbox with it managed by LinkedIn, and there's access. So depending on where you're going to and who the recruiter is, if they default to using their ATS, and if they don't have anyone there, then they go into the LinkedIn system. Then Easy Apply, you're at the back of the queue. But like was it Jeff said, you know, if it gives new people access to the candidate pool other than the ones who look at the ATS, you're at the front of the queue. So how bad would it be to use both?
That was going to be my question, because I've gone to different, there's so much information out there about what to do on LinkedIn, what not to do on LinkedIn. And it's conflicting. So, Steve, that was going to be my question. Is there anything wrong with doing both? Because I've tried both. There you go. Right. I'll just use Easy Apply and go to the company website.
Easy
Will
Apply
they
and
let
Hard
you
Apply.
do both? I mean, because like I know if I've gone through the ATS and apply for a job and then go back and, just check, or sometimes I kind of forgot because I didn't check my log, but, go back and it'll tell me that I've already applied for, this job. So I was wondering if that happens if you also apply on LinkedIn, like how fast is the connection there, if there's any?
I guess I will find out because I'm going to do both from now on.
Yeah, tell me if you find out, because once you click easy apply, you might not ever hear about that again. You just click and it's gone. And then, LinkedIn will tell you that you clicked apply, but you won't get anything from the company unless they decide to reach out to you.
But it is true for some of those companies, and some it's misleading because there are some easy applies that are not easy apply, because you still are filling out the same application as if you were filling out on their own website, company website. So I would recommend going directly to the company website first and filling that out. And then when you click on easy apply on LinkedIn, if it's the same pattern of answering all of those different questions, then don't do it on easy apply because you already did it on their company website.
Hey, this is Don real quick. Jeff referred to the about earlier, and we've talked about this about. That needs to really be what that opening paragraph is in your one-page bio. Really, you want to set the hook. It's just like you're fishing. And so you want to set the hook, and you got to have something that's going to draw a call in from a recruiter when he looks there. And where I sit from a naive standpoint is I don't need to tell them how old I am. They're going to see that from my picture. I'm not hiding that. I've never hid it. It does no good to hide it. They're going to find out anyway. So work on your hook, which is that opening paragraph, because that's what's going to draw the response. And you get better response if it's a recruiter or the hiring manager or the talent seeker within the corporation. And I found more jobs that way, and it comes always through networking.
Me personally, I'm getting impatient. I'm doing it both ways, and I'm going to the front door of my resume now too.
That lets them know you're serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, another thing too is I look for things that I can comment on, and I'll pick those very selectively. And I have already made 3 connections with CEOs that are in mid-sized and smaller corporations as a result of these comments. So that's another avenue, and you can pick up a lot of visibility through that. Or so I would suggest doing that and making that a practice to do at least 1 or 2 or 3 of those a week.
So my question is how much time do you spend being found versus finding?
Well, when you're networking, you got to be found other than your contacts. So I've tried very different avenues of doing that. Obviously, I've been in this game a long time, and every job I've ever had has come through networking.
I
I think
didn't
maybe
understand
one of my
that.
early jobs, yes, but everything was networking. My first one out of college, my wife's uncle connected me to a VP, and I got the job just
I
because
don't think I
of
understood.
who I, yeah.
You said that networking is being found.
Networking leads you. I'm finding other ways to be found, and I can establish those connections through these comments that are done, and I do other things as well. I'm gonna post something here pretty soon in an article that relates to something that's real important. So I'm working on that in my evening time a little bit.
Well, I think I can see what you're talking about. I look at networking more as finding than being found myself. Give me an example. So I used to do this workshop at a church in person, and there was a lady there that saw me getting into the car after a session, and she wondered who I was. And she figured out who I was, and then she kind of paced herself right there in front of the door where I did the workshop, and that's how I met her. And so I found her. All right. So I claim it was my decision to ask her out for a date. But she claims it was her that placed me there. So I would ask her out for a date. Okay. Something like that. Anyway, we've been going together for 6 years.
Hey, it always starts with that. Who is this person? You know, that's how I found my spouse.
Yeah. And she saw me watching two women when I was getting in the car too.
I've gone as bold to get my contacts by going to the company, sitting in the parking lot and grabbing an employee, getting out of their car to talk to them and make a connection.
Right.
I should be a salesperson.
Well, it's a lot of credibility. I connected in yesterday to an event, a conference that was going on over in England. The speaker was the CEO of JP Morgan, and he was talking about cybersecurity and risk and AI and how they had to have a framework built. Well, guess what? I consulted in that about 10 years ago to JP Morgan. What did I talk about in my consulting when we were consulting with them? A framework to ensure that things are controlled properly. 10 years later, the CEO is saying the same thing I said to them 10 years ago. So what will I do now? I now can contact the CEO directly and say, "Hey, I heard and saw what you said, and I was there 10 years ago, and I totally agree with you. And if you'd like to discuss that a little bit further with me, I'd be more than happy to take a conversation." So there you go.
Questioner has a question.
I didn't want to disappoint you, Walt. I don't have a question, but I've been looking for a job for a while now, and I've been hearing about it week over week at South Lake Focus Group, Strengths Finders. I did it yesterday. I did the 34. Guys, if you haven't done it, just do it. The guy, Craig, he's awesome. He does it every Thursday at 9 a.m. Just do the test. You can even do just his top 5, but the way he puts it together, he'll put adjectives and nouns from your top 5 to your least 5, and he's really incredible. So that's my positive note. Do it.
You look up Clifton Strengths. For that, there's a book out there, and in the back, there's a code so that you can go online and take the assessment, and then you can take that assessment over to South Lake Focus Group, which is surprisingly in South Lake. Yes.
My name is Jason Irish. Just a little bit more on that. Often he has extra codes, so you can use those codes that people have paid it forward, so that you don't have to buy it. So consider that as well.
So Carrie and everybody with the Clifton Strengths, I did that years ago. And I'm glad you reminded me again, Carrie, because I said I was going to come back and look at that. So does that help you craft your star stories? I mean, how, other than it's a great insight into who you are and your strengths and maybe how you might sell that to a company, is that the whole idea around using strengths?
So, hey, Christy, how are you? Wish you were here. So what he will do, if you will attend at 9 on Thursdays, he'll give you handouts, and it's pretty awesome. And you can start combining words and then also read all these columns of, and here was an interesting thing he said. He said, take your top 5 strengths and then read the column that says your worst day would be here. Would you take that job at any amount of money if that was the way the company was built and you couldn't do anything to change it? And of course, all of us said no. So it helps you assess what kind of company you want to be in too. So just go get the paperwork. It's amazing.
Yeah, I've
Does
got,
that help, Christy?
Yeah, it does.
Next Thursday, do it.
I'll put it on my calendar.
you look at, if anybody looks at my profile, you will see that I use my top 5 strengths listed in the first paragraph about who I am. It was a great way to be able to describe what it is that I'm good at. So
This is Martha Montgomery. I wanted to chime in on the Strength Finders. I use that too when I get that question about what is your greatest strength, what is your greatest weakness, because the documentation you get from that, it tells you what's, okay, so your great strength is relationship building. Maybe it's, making people feel special individually, but what's the bottom to that is you have to be careful that you're not showing favoritism to someone because it could look like that. So that really helped me a lot to be able to formulate my questions about what's my greatest weakness, what's my greatest strength. I'll often say they're the same. So it's a good one if you haven't done it.
Just a word about using the words on the resume. There are a couple of Clifton's strengths that are not obvious as to what they are. Input is an example. Woo is an example. So use the words instead of just the label to describe those. I had a guy, we did a test, and he came out analytical. And he said, I'm not analytical, and I can give you 3 reasons why.
Oh, man. So this is William again. Speaking of words on a resume, there's a resource out there that you can use to rate match your resume against a job description, and it'll give you a rating of it on a basis of percentage points. It's called jobscan.co. It's something you can access online. It's a great way to determine how much of a match you are for any jobs you might be targeting. So that's just I don't think that was mentioned, and since you're kind of on that topic, mentioning words on a resume, you're targeting. So just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you very much.
This is Mike Pilsill. One last thing about Strengths Finders. I've dabbled in a little bit, not as much, but if folks are really into it, ChatGPT, and the other AI engines understand it. So you can use it to help you craft your branding, your messaging, your, tell me about yourself responses, things that if you want to put a Strength Finder spin to it, that's a good tool to use.
The other thing, Christy, I think if you are a manager, and even if you're not, when you're working with teams, it allows to know like what are your blind spots, what are the areas where you're not also as good. You have to spend your time really working more on your where you're good at, because you'll get a lot better at those, and the benefit that you're gonna get from working in like those weaker areas where you're not as strong is not going to be as good. But the point is, you need to know where you have those blind spots, and try to surround yourself with people that actually are good at that.
Okay, I have a new topic. This is Carrie. Okay, I'm going to put a plug out there for Peter Leahy. Have y'all met him? He's at South Lake Focus Group. He wrote a book, Taking the First Steps. Get it? It's pretty awesome. So I'm a slow reader. I'm going through it. But one of his big pieces of advice, and I'm going to share it with all of you, build a notebook if you go to an in-person interview. I'm hearing yeses, so you guys know this. I built a binder. I had my tabs. They were so impressed. I don't know if I'm going to get the job, but they were so grateful that I did all the research and had a binder with me. So it helped a lot. So you could do that with your pitch deck too.
I guess one of the keys is an interview. When you say, I want to work here, if we haven't demonstrated why we want to work there and how we can help them and the value we can bring, then those are just simply words.
What else can we answer for somebody?
I have a quick question. It's Rosina. Hey Carrie, quick question. How do you spell Leahy?
Leahy, is it?
Correct.
Rosina, he is actually on Fridays at Central Market in Colleyville. And he reviews, helps review resumes and helps to give some tips on interviewing, but he is there. So if you ever actually want to meet him, with him in person, he's there. I think I don't even remember, but I think Colleyville, they start meeting at like around noon and they go there. They stay there till like 3 p.m. or so.
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
How
I
many
saw
of you have
Michelle
not been
had
to
just put
South Lake?
a document in the chat for people to download as well.
How many people have not been to South Lake?
And thank you, Biddu.
Okay. There's a few top spots in job search, and that's one of the top 5. There's more resources there than that are obvious. There's a lot of other things that they do. So I would definitely recommend you make that one of your stops. Then you can decide whether you want to continue or not. Of course, you got to come to the Friday group. Market Street in Colleyville on Fridays. It's kind of a walk-in thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there's a link in the chat about it, PDF in there, so you'll be able to download it out of that, get it out of the chat.
There is more free job search help in this Dallas-Fort Worth area than I know if it's, I don't think anybody in the United States can beat what's available here.
What else can we answer for somebody?
Maybe a general question. What and I don't think that the Edwards Group person is still with us, but what are your I guess experience over the last few weeks, months on number of jobs? Like some people that I've talked with have talked about like the number of jobs slowing down, the open positions, a little bit of the uncertainty on, what's going to happen with tariffs, the economy, et cetera. I did see that myself a little bit. This week has been a good week, but just wanted to hear maybe some people, what is your experience, lately?
There should be a video out there where Rick Martinez gave some definite numbers about that. It's on the Career USA YouTube channel. I think you might have been there, Miguel. Do you remember him talking
Yes,
about that?
yes. But I
Yeah.
think his numbers were, maybe maybe they included Q1, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the job numbers just came out this morning, and I think they said in the entertainment and service industries were the 2 areas that were growing. But I don't know I didn't see what they thought the numbers would be, so I don't know if that's good or bad.
They say the numbers are higher than expected by about 40,000 or something like that. And our wonderful job market and our Dow Jones, it goes up and down every day by what somebody sneezes and it'll drop 10 points.
It really depends what metric you're looking at. It's kind of, puts and takes. I mean, the market's popping this morning because the job markets, macro wise, were better than expected. So the big growth was in healthcare. So if you're in healthcare, healthcare is definitely hiring, but that's been the case for years now. And other sectors are, flat to off. So manufacturing was a little bit down, which was, so that's macro. I mean, like politics is all that information is really local. So if you're looking, I know South Lake captures how many people got jobs this year. I don't know. I don't think they're up to like 80 or 90. I don't know if that's greater than normal or not. So it's kind of all over the map, and it's probably very specific to your sector that you're looking for.
Yeah, no, that I agree. And we are in DFW has been really strong and continues to be strong compared to the rest of the country.
yeah, in a way, without trying to trivialize it, we're still going to have to do the same things, whether the market's up, down, or whatever. So, but it's nice to know if it's trending up.
This is a word of advice someone told me yesterday in a meeting. He told me that, hey, Hilbert, I know the news cycle is not that favorable. It's not that good regarding the job, but something is true for you. Your story is yours. Your story is not everybody's stories. That means you are searching your job, not everyone's job. If there is a job out there for you, go and look for it. Don't hear the news. I'm not asking you to ignore the news, but get out and look for your news and look for a job. And I'm just sharing it here because yesterday I didn't want to be at the South Lake Focus Group. And the guy had to call me early in the morning and call me last in the evening and try to lift me up. And I realized that that was a good news. Just for all of us here, it's not about the trending. When we are saying the trending, 1%, if that 1% is you, let it be it. If you stay in your place, you won't be that 1%. That's what I just want to share with all of us here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibed. So we're about out of time. I have a request. Let's end with 3 people volunteering to tell me what you're thankful for today. And it can be online, it can be in the room.
I'll take you up
Gratitude.
on that, Walt.
Okay.
Because it just occurred to me, something you said to me early in the session today has really resonated with me. And that was you commented on the fact that when I said I hadn't received an interview. But I think all of this preparation that I am gaining from all of you and South Lake and Plano North and other things that I'm doing is preparing me really well for that first interview that I get. So that's how I'm looking at this. And I thank you for making that comment. You really changed my perspective.
This is Jenny Holcomb again, and I am grateful for the scholarships that and the full year program in Germany that one of my friend's sons that I've been helping with AI received just recently. And so that was totally based on the training I've received in the last 6 weeks, able to help him get thousands of dollars in college scholarships. And then they were postponed for a year by him getting a full year ride in Germany. So that was amazing.
This is William. I'm thankful for freedom because so many people in other parts of the world don't have that.
All right. Those are our 3. Okay. Well, thank you all very much. Share some slides and we will get out of here. Just want to mention the Career FW calendar. It's a great way to find events that are going on. You can see it graphically or you can see it in the agenda view. You may see events that are listed twice, like the first 2 that are listed here, because they're on 2 different calendars. They're on the networking calendar in person and in the virtual world to be able to see them online. So you can click on any one of those and get more information. On the Career USA YouTube channel, we've got over 660 videos, maybe up to 670 now. I haven't looked, but click on playlist when you go there and then go down and click on view full playlist. If you click on the video will start playing that's there. But on view full playlist, up will come a list of all the different speakers we've had over the years for the last 4 years. And you can go back and watch any one of those. Just know that most of those presentations start about 30 minutes into the video. This next coming up week, next Tuesday for LinkedIn Tuesdays, Locke Alderson will be with us to talk about how to use LinkedIn for job hunting strategies that get results. Tuesday, 1 o'clock, that's virtually on Zoom. Wednesday, the practice interview team will be meeting right here at Christ United Methodist Church in person in this room. They only meet online on the 4th Wednesdays, but next Wednesday they will be here in person. And then next Friday, here at the North Dallas Plano Career Focus Group. We will talk about networking the old-fashioned way with Jay Arbetter. Jay's got a very interesting story about how he has used networking and how things just sort of click even when you're not expecting it. So you can come join us next Friday for his presentation. Today, come join us for lunch at Country Burger, 3115 West Parker Road, northwest corner of Parker and Independence. How many people think they're going to go so we know how big a table to get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Big table. We have to get a big table today. All right. So thank you very much for joining us today, everybody. Have a great weekend. Don't get too wet today. I know the rain's about to move in here to Dallas. And we'll see you all next Friday.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.